Welcome to Plastic Profiles Community Spotlight, the podcast where we dive deep into the vibrant world of the action figure collecting community. Each episode, we sit down with passionate collectors, creators, and, who knows, maybe industry insiders to explore their journeys, hear their stories, and discuss their passion projects. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, join us as we celebrate the artistry and enthusiasm that fuels this exciting community. Get ready for insightful conversations and a closer look at the people that capture our imaginations. Let's get started. And today, you know him from Instagram as Joes.Oscar.Mike.
Hey.
It's Mike.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on, buddy?
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
I have been spying your pictures from afar, and your toy photography is great, but there's a lot more going on here. But I want to know a little bit about you first before we get into all that, because that's great. But we're not going to talk about anything else once we get into that stuff. So, what are your favorite toy? Are you a toy collector? Obviously, do you collect any other lines?
No, actually.
Okay.
I'm not a toy collector. I'm just a G.I. Joe fanatic, and
Nice.
and I collected G.I. Joes as a kid, and I still have my childhood collection and some of the mangled vehicles that I could salvage, over the years, from my parents' attic and things like that. But when I discovered the Classified series, it was awesome. And I said, I can't believe this is being revived. And the more I looked into it, the more the world opened up, and I didn't realize just how big it was becoming. And I'm just happy to now be plugged in and, basically just enjoying being a kid again.
Yeah,
That's right.
I like that, man. Well said. It was the same with me. My buddy over here, AgentChuckles, he goes and he introduces me to the classified stuff, and it was mind blowing, man. Just the amount of detail, and then you learn that there's a whole huge community out there of guys that just have an appreciation for G.I. Joe, whether it's toys, or the cartoons or the comics. I mean, it blew my mind. So I feel you on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The community is awesome. And I've met a lot of people, and, I'm doing a lot of collaborations with a number of different accounts, and it's just so much fun to just see their posts, see where their stories are going, talk on the side, jump in, see if we can kind of intertwine, what we have going on.
Right.
And it's just very inspiring, and it's, it keeps me going. The community keeps me creating content week after week after week.
No, we love it, man.
Oh, I know
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's a similar thing happened to me, really. But it was the community that I found that really, I just wanted to get involved. I just wanted to do something.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were a G.I. Joe fan as a child, as a youngster.
Mm-hmm.
Snake Eyes, great ninja or the greatest ninja?
I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I mean, I like Snake Eyes. He's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like, he is the poster child for G.I. Joe, but I just feel like, and, some may agree, some may disagree, that I think he's in the spotlight too much. And
I understand that.
It's just, it's almost like Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. He's on every cover. He's on every poster. It's he's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but spread the love, guys.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, there's definitely more to G.I. Joe than just Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot more, but no, I'm just kidding. No, it's true. No, I mean, the green shirts, anybody in green, the original 13, they were a solid base that Snake Eyes could springboard off of. No, I'm kidding. I love Snake Eyes too, but he's not even my favorite character. Actually, not even AgentChuckles is.
Well, I mean, I've had a number of people ask to have Snake Eyes in a pit fight, and I'm just like, if I put Snake Eyes in a pit fight, he's going to clean up, and he's going to clean up everybody watching too.
Right.
So,
yeah.
you know, he's that good. If that
you're
answers
gonna have
your
to
question.
do like they're getting ready to fight, and then the power goes out. Oh,
Yeah,
we don't know what happened.
Same update. Yeah.
You hear like tiny movements, like gosh.
Light comes back on and nobody's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, is he the greatest ninja? I would say in G.I. Joe, yeah, he's up there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, who does Joes.Oscar.Mike like? Who is your favorite Joe or Cobra character overall? Curious. You can do one of each if you need to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I gravitated towards.
How about top 5? Is that easier? Top 5?
Okay, yeah, that helps.
And it can be in any order too. It doesn't have to be.
Well, definitely Serpentor.
Nice.
I'm a huge fan of Cobra Law. So, of the 3, though, Pythona is. Am I saying that right? Oh my god.
Yeah,
Pythona. Okay.
Pythona.
I get her mixed up with Vipra.
Yeah.
Pythona, and then I like the bats are really cool, and I'm a big fan of like the troopers, so like the Vipers, just the standard Vipers. Those are like my favorite, just like the muscle, the infantry, the everyday guy, Yeah. As far as on the Joe side, I would say Shockwave.
Nice.
Rampart was my favorite. Hit and Run was a childhood favorite.
Yeah, he was a great figure.
The Alley Viper was probably number 1, I would say, on the Cobra side. I'm just looking at my collection right now. Yeah.
That's hard. I mean, or you could just cycle through all 450 characters in your head.
That's true. Yeah. Everyone.
Yeah. That's the easiest thing to do is go.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you were into G.I. Joe as a child. You've got those characters. So what age did you fall out about? Is it the typical 13, 14 in there?
Probably, I would say, yeah, like mid-high school for me. I'm showing my age. Mid-high school, I started to drop out. And I think the toy line was actually changing as well. They were going down some creative path that, I was just like, I'm not really that excited about it anymore. Or it could be that I was just getting older. I don't know.
No, it was the creative path. I think there's many Joe fans will say it was the path. Yeah.
So I would say I dropped off around like the Toxic Vipers, the Toxo Vipers, and like Interrogator. So what was that? Early 90s around there.
Interrogator's a great figure, but
everything
else
he's cool. He came with that helicopter, I think, right?
Yeah, he had a little personal helicopter.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's cool. So then you did you ever get it back in? Let me ask this a different way. Did you ever notice any of the modern 4-inch figures?
Yeah, but the classified series, it's almost like a buddy of mine and I were talking about this. It's almost like the classified series are scaled up for our age. I feel like back when we were kids, back when we were kids, the short O-ring characters were like huge in our hands, and now we have the 6-inch, which feel the same. Yeah, and it wasn't until I put them side by side. I think I posted a picture on a story of a bat next to the old school bat, and it's just the new school bat, like the classified series, is just so much more menacing, and I felt like that old O-ring character from the 80s had that same menacing feel. And it just looks like a child next to the 6-inch. So
yeah. Well, little baby bat.
Little baby bat.
Yeah. That was one thing I liked about the bat design was that the faceplate.
Yeah.
We knew it was a robot.
Yeah.
But same with the Cobra Commander. Behind that screen, I don't like you doing that. I just can't stop.
You're like John Cena over there.
Yeah.
You do that.
You can't see me. I haven't been here the whole time.
With the whole classified series too, I think another reason why I'm really totally into it is they're not taking too many liberties with the designs, the original designs. I think they're doing a fantastic job capturing that essence, but also updating it to a more modern look, and in some cases improving on it. And I think that's really cool, and I think that's why I'm also kind of getting into it, so heavily.
Yeah. Well, I think now that they've got the retro line as a full, living, breathing line, I feel like they're in the main line. I think they should try to take some more, maybe not risks, but they can afford to maybe not put gold and shin guards on everybody, but maybe get a little bit different, because they know that they can, in the retro line, they can put just a blow up in that figure in there.
Yeah,
and maybe they'll do that. I'll still buy them no matter what. It's not like they're going to lose my sale either way. It's just, but I'd like to see some different takes, because these guys are really talented. These the artists that work at Hasbro and the designers and really good. That
they come out really awesome.
Yeah, that Once a Man Cobra Commander is amazing, and then Nemesis Immortal is his name now. His wings. I was doing his wings.
Yeah, I got that right away.
Yeah, me too.
They're just really amazing. So I want to see them do everything. I want to see them make big clams that you can put the guy into.
Yeah,
wow,
all kinds of stuff. I want to see it all, but I don't know.
The one thing is, because when I started into the collection, the Hiss tank had already ended its campaign, and trying to shop around for it, I thought it was just the kind of thing where it's like, all right, well, I'll just go to the site and buy it. And then I didn't realize that there's this whole campaign that you have to jump on board before they're start production. But I think that's really the one thing that if you're not there to catch it during the campaign, then you kind of miss it, or you're paying 300% cost. But the vehicles and things like that, I think that's really cool, that they're doing that.
Well, the G.I. Joe's, it's a debate in my mind anyway. For a lot of people, it's not. But that G.I. Joe is a vehicle line that comes with figures. And I don't see it that way, because I've always loved those file cards. That's what we do the other show about, Plastic Profiles. That's right. It's about getting into the file cards and digging deep into the story of these characters, and that's what I loved. I loved the lore of it all. So these are living, breathing, like Grunt. People use him as an army builder. No, that's Robert Graves. He's from Ohio. You can't. He's not 1,000 of him
with the helmet off. Yes.
Yeah.
With the helmet on, he's a bullet magnet.
Yeah. And the vehicles, though, they've done an amazing job with the vehicles. And then, if you've seen Gridiron Studios and their accessory kits for these vehicles are cool. Just unreal.
I just saw what they just launched with the Stinger edition.
Yeah, the APC edition.
It's like a whole new vehicle.
Yeah, the regular G.I. Joe Jeep and the Cobra Jeep, the old ones are the same, basically, right? So this Gridiron's got it where you can attach on the back a whole nother half a vehicle, and you could carry more dudes in it. So it's a personnel carrier now.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's insane.
Brutal. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I actually just ordered the tires, so
nice.
My Stinger is still in the box, so
that might be the only thing that keeps me from buying the APC kit, is because my tires won't match if I don't go ahead and get the rest of the tires. At least I don't think they will. So, but it's pretty rad.
Yeah.
To say what the kids say these days.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're up to modern days. You buy the classified. So what brought on all of this? Because it's all awesome and it's deep. You mentioned you like the world and world building, and you created your own world here.
Yes. Yep. So I started with just straight up photography, just, learning the technical side of it, because I've never done it before. How do you shoot something that's so small but make it look so big without, giving that macro look and whatnot. So I was just doing regular photography and making little stories underneath it. And then I started tying posts together. So my earlier stuff was, if you go back and you look at it, it's a story about how Destro acquires a nuclear warhead and transports it and gets it affixed to a drone, which then actually gets launched. And then G.I. Joe goes and tries to discover where it is, who's launching it, and then they end up shooting it down. So there's just a series of posts that just carry through that story. And then after that, I was starting to, in the meantime, build little things, because I love building. I love crafting, and I've been building a lot of stuff. Not for this, just like my daughter's Halloween costumes and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And I discovered a profile that it's this guy who just builds all these dioramas, and I just started looking at his technique, and he would just show how he builds stuff, and I started trying it, and then I started building more, and I just got really excited about it. And then one day I was coming home from work, I think, and it just hit me. I said, I'm going to make a Dreadnought bar, and it's just going to be a place where the Dreadnoughts just go nuts. And I think it was when they announced Naugahyde and Torch. They said that they were coming, and it was almost like, let's build the bar for them. So when they are eventually released, the bar will be ready. They can show up, and then it's like this big party. So I started to get to work on it. And as I built the bar, I'm a huge lore guy. I love building story. I love building just little Easter eggs that you can find in the images and things like that. And I wanted to get people involved. So early on, I was requesting that if anybody had, Cobra photos of like posed photos, like, standing around, after a firefight or whatever, to send it to me. And then I would essentially print it, frame it, put it on the wall in the snake pit, and then feature it. So there, if you look around, there's a lot of photos on the wall from different accounts, different users out there that just sent me their photo, and some of them I requested. And then I had an idea where, wouldn't it be great if, you guys can like tag the wall? Like if you go to a bar, you grab a Sharpie and you like write your name on the pillar in the bar. I wanted to bring that world to this. So what I would do just to make it fun is I wanted to see, honestly, it was a test to see who actually read my captions. Mm-hmm. So I would post a picture. There would be a nice little story attached to the photo. And then at the very end of the caption, there would be a little code word that said, if you DM me this code word, I'll tag the bar with your name. And a few people, just kind of sent it because they weren't really sure, what it was. So I did it, and then I tagged it, and then I put it up there. So now every time I post something, these users can kind of look and see, oh, look, there's my tag on the wall in the background. That's my photo. And I just just bringing more community, bringing everything together. And it just evolved from there, and it just got bigger and bigger. And, and that's what I love about it. I want people to look at the content and see the history behind, why is that knife in the wall? Where's, why is Buzzer's bat stuck in the wall?
That's so
and
cool.
It's just different things. And even there's like a bat head. There's a destroyed bat head that's up behind the bar. And there's a whole story behind why that bat head is there. And that actually plays into one of the pit fights that happens. So it all everything ties together. And that's what I love about it. Yeah.
Well, let's see. We got some images here. Let's look at those. Do we want to look at the tags first? Since that's
since we were just talking about it. Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Let me
let's
jump
see
over
what
to
that does with our pictures. Oh, there we are. All right. So
so this is me tagging the bar. So when the code words come in, and I only keep them, I don't keep them up all the time. The code word is only up for like maybe a couple hours. So when people start DMing me, I basically record myself tagging the wall with their name. And then I put it up on my story. So there's one in the upper left there. These are really cool guys. Yeah. So and when Torch and Naugahyde came out, I'm like, I got to build an addition to this bar. So I actually blew out one of the walls and made a whole new room, which opened up a whole new. Did you put on the
little apron with the tools while you did it?
Yeah.
Michael Keaton from Mr. Mom.
So here, Rekship85, he's been following me, towards the beginning, and nowhere was his name in the bar. And, which is why I did this. And I texted him and I said, how about I tag the toilet? He's like, yeah.
Nice.
So I tagged the toilet with his name. But then, here, we just have like this one going up on the wall. Next to Lemmy's guitar, and just a couple other spots there. Huge Motorhead fan, by the way, so there's like a lot of Motorhead stuff in the bar.
When you specifically pointed out Lemmy's guitar, I was like, I bet he likes Motorhead.
Yeah. Yep, that's his bass.
His bass, right.
Yep. And then there you are. Guy. Yeah. And here's a couple others that just went up. And
That's awesome.
Yeah. So those are just some of the more recent ones, but yeah, there's others there that are scattered around the bar.
That's so
Okay.
cool.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
All right, so let's see. So let's do some more bar shots, or some bar shots.
sure. Yeah, we can kind of take a look at this. Is usually on the weekends. I'll start celebrating Friday night, posting just some weekend shots. Sometimes I'll post like a whole bunch, depending on I'll host like special evenings, like a Crimson night or a ladies night or a Viper night, and I'll post a lot of pictures from that. I think this is from ladies night, these photos. Other times I'll just post one or two photos of some story.
Isn't this awesome, Steve? I love the mustache
so
on
cool,
Ron
man.
Swanson back there.
That mustache, I was like, I know that guy in real life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
These two guys, they're always there. Like, these are the guys that are just those, if they're there any longer, they could be a stool, like they're just
Norman,
always
Cliff,
in the background,
Cheers.
always watching. Yeah. So yeah, I actually have some backstory with the guy with the mustache. He's the most interesting Viper in Cobra.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
So there's this whole.
What's his name? He's got to have a name or something. What do you call him?
Right now, he's just the most interesting Viper in Cobra.
That's all he needs, I guess.
That's all you need. That's going to add to the interestingness.
We'd had things like Shadow Tracker asks him for directions. Duke contacts him when he needs help with Cobra. It's just like, all the things that are just like,
Oh man, I love it, man.
That's awesome.
But so he's like he's a help to promote the Cobra La La Lager. That's one of the beer lines. That came up with one of my followers, Imagine Greater. He came up with that, and then I just ran with it. I made a label. There's a whole beer line. It's just, there's so much going on. So yeah, there's the twins talking it up with a Valkyrie, Ripper, and a few other people just kind of hanging out. Again, this is just kind of capturing the essence of the bar, just everybody having a good time. And
so are you using a camera or are you using a phone for these pictures?
These are taken with a camera. Yeah, this is a DSLR camera. Yep.
Okay. Man, they are great.
Yeah,
thank you.
Really great.
Awesome.
I can smell the place. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
It's that smell of must and beer and cigarettes and sweat.
Yeah.
Man,
All of that. All of that.
For a while, I had the community kind of contribute. So earlier on, I had all of the drinks up on the wall were, comments from users, just throwing in their ideas, and I would throw their drink labels up on the wall. So that was kind of fun.
Wow.
And that's where we came up with a lot of. There was a lot of good ones. Just kind of off the top of my head, from. There was like the Cobra Island iced tea from Audible.
Nice.
The Audible.
Audible interlude.
Audible interlude. Thank you. And a lot of other ones just based off of like Firefly car bombs, and just trying to think of some of the other ones. Oh, there were so many. There was the McCullen. That was a Scotch.
Oh yeah,
based off of
taste that
Destro.
too,
Yep. And there's Torch, never seen without a donut. He's always got a donut. So, but
I see little posters in the back.
Yeah. So in the background there, on the top, I believe that's from Toy Fomo. That's one of his photos. And then down below is from GI Jokers, I believe, is his photo.
Nice.
And off to the side there on the bathroom door is one of Wreckship 85's food concoctions. He came up with like this napalm nachos for Torch. So there's a lot of content in the backgrounds. So you always got to just kind of scrutinize every image that you see. And there's the ladies chatting up with Copperhead, Zartan from the back room, just kind of checking out the scene.
Oh yeah, there's the bat head, and then the actual bat in the wall. Yeah, I see it.
Yep.
Nice.
And there's a Cobra Island iced tea photo on the wall. That's the poster.
Okay.
Oh
yeah. Okay.
Yep. And here's a nice shot. There's a lot of content back there. There's a lot of photos. I think it was Toy Box Pics. he posted this picture of Cobra Commander riding a velociraptor. I was like, I gotta put that in the bar. So I contacted him. He's like, yeah, go ahead. So that's a fantastic photo. I love that. Here's a nice wide shot. You can kind of see the entire bar in all of its glory and stickiness.
So I'm looking at all the different head sculpts. So
yep.
do you, and I don't want to give away your secrets, but do you buy them loose, or are you buying these figures, or?
No, I have no secrets, man. If anybody asks, I tell. These 3 heads are from the Marvel series. I may kind of, modify them a little bit.
Right.
But some of the heads, like these are, I think, on the left is from Marvel, on the right is from Star Wars, I believe. But a lot of the heads, I'll either see, or I'll purchase like some custom heads from.
Just buy a lot of heads or something.
Yeah, like I think these two guys, I painted them. They came to me just 3D printed, so I just painted those.
I just love that mustache.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I can pull that off now.
He's like, he's serious.
Like, oh yeah.
Like
so
he'll call you son, and then you'll be okay with it. Like, what do you need, son? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can carve a canoe with my own bare hands.
Yeah. And these are just, again, I enjoy unrecognizable faces, just the ones that that aren't recognizable, so that I can put them on like a Viper who has his helmet off, or a Valkyrie with the helmet off, just to give more personality to these characters. So it's not just random fight. Plus, how are you going to drink the beer if you got a helmet on?
Clank. Yeah. He's bummed out. He's having a bad day.
He's probably one of the most dangerous Vipers in this universe. He's featured in one of our pit fights, and he goes to town. So he's got a lot of backstory. Yep.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite photos. Scrap Iron. He's always having a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for this slide.
Okay.
But yeah, these are just, capturing what I enjoy, just putting it out there, having everybody feel good on a Friday, just kind of going into the weekend and just, sharing that camaraderie.
You had mentioned the drink menu before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here we go. The Twilight, Once a Man, the Sawduster. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, this is so cool. I love this. When I got to look at your Instagram, man, I went through this and I saw, the drink menus, and then I saw, how it was a story almost. I was like, oh, man, this is bad, bro. This is like so cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Man. Awesome.
And listen, I'm not going to say I'm the best photographer, because there's guys out there that just put out these amazing images, and I'm not the best diorama builder either. But what I really enjoy is just building that community and just combining that and just getting everybody involved and just being a part of it. That's really what I'm trying to kind of share here, is that it's just when you see a post, you feel like you're connected to it. And that's really my goal, is just to create that community. These drinks, they are available on Etsy. I build them out of resin. And yeah, I like to base them off of characters, Cobra characters. So yeah, like when they announced Once a Man and the Twilight Guard and Saw Viper, I was like, I gotta make some drinks based on those guys. So all of these are based off of
it just hit me. You had messaged me earlier and said you were filling out drink orders. I thought, well, I guess his family is picky about what
like he's at a bar, like
I thought he's working a shift. No,
I'm literally
these tabs. I'll be right with you.
Table 8's been a real a-hole, man.
I gotta make like 5 drinks and get those sent out. I've been working. I'm actually building right now some drinks for Wreckship. He opened up his tiki bar, and he's gonna be introducing a whole new line of Joe featured beverages. So I'm making a few things to send his way.
That's great. So where can we find these? How can we purchase these?
So these are all available on Etsy.
On Etsy.
Yep.
And what's your name on Etsy?
Joes.Oscar.Mike.
Okay, same thing. We'll put the link in the description.
Cool.
Here of this episode as well.
Nice. Yeah.
So is that the actual price of the drink to get that little?
Yep. Nice. Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, these are the real prices, but I'm running deals all the time. I'll put out codes for buy one get one, or free shipping, or just $5 off your order. So a lot of that I broadcast on my Instagram, either through a story. I try to keep it out there, and sometimes at the end of pit fights, I'll throw code words, or what should I say, discount words to add to the order when you're shipping or when you're checking out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. Awesome. All right. So you mentioned the fights, but I'm looking at the pit scars. So the pit scars are what's after the fights. Is that accurate, or is that?
Yes. Yeah. Pit scars. Right, yeah. Let's go. Let's take a peek at them.
And then we'll come back around. So should we do posters first?
Yeah, we could do the posters. Sure.
Okay.
So these are the fight posters. You may see them pop up on Instagram, but they're basically promoting the fight. I try to get it out early, like Sunday, Monday. And then I have everyone vote, which way and the voting, believe it or not, sways which way I go with the fight.
Okay.
So, this fight, Viper versus Firefly, was pretty vicious because the voting was totally for Firefly, and I kind of anticipated that.
Yeah.
But if you follow my page, you'll know that Viper actually is in this whole nother kind of phantom state now, and that's a whole nother, Miss Fang and her tattoo parlor. That's a whole nother conversation. But if the voting is heavy-handed on one side, then the fight represents that. If it's a 50-50 split, then the fight is very close. Okay. So a lot of times, like if it's a landslide, the person will just get maybe one shot in before they're totally dismantled. Otherwise, I'll just kind of draw it out. So I'll have that one, which is just a standard. This is like a standard pit fight. There's nothing behind it or anything like that. This one right here is more of a grudge fight. This one,
I recognize that Viper. He's the most dangerous Viper.
Yes. And this fight I really love because this is actually part of a collaboration with Lobo the Kid. He has his own bar called the Flying Serpent, and he started this brawl between how the Cobra Eels aren't allowed in that bar. They're kind of, it's like the Viper territory. There's a lot of that going on. So I said, hey, would it be cool if I did a grudge fight between a Viper and an eel? And he's like, yeah, that would be awesome. So this is one of the grudge fights that came out. And the ending is awesome. So you'll realize why this guy's the most dangerous Viper. Here's another grudge fight. This one is actually the first time I brought a G.I. Joe or a Joe into the pit because he was captured. It was all part of a big, long story build up. Destro wanted, and again, I love the community to kind of control the narrative. So I posted every so often I'll do a Joe hunt where Shadow Tracker goes out and he basically kidnaps and captures a Joe to be brought back to the pit.
Okay.
So this is the first one, and I had the fans vote, and they all voted for Shipwreck. So Shadow Tracker went and captured Shipwreck, and then now Destro wanted to basically, attack him. So this was a grudge fight between Destro and Shipwreck. Here's one of the earlier ones. I think this is the second pit fight. Scrap Iron and Copperhead. Ripper and Big Boa. And it's Big Boa's pit. It's his stomping ground. So, a lot of times Cobra will go up against some Cobra members will go up against Big Boa to try to defeat him and kind of earn the prestige of defeating Big Boa in the pit.
Right.
So few have done it. This is another Shadow Tracker kidnapping. Shooter was kidnapped, and then that turned into a knife fight, which got ugly. Metalhead went up against Big Boa. That was a more recent one. here's the first triple threat match or fight that I put together. So the fans all voted for who should come out on top. This is a special Crimson night. So these are just some of the posters, you know, broadcasting all the fights. So yeah, these are fun. And they all come with lore. So it's not just the poster that I put up. In fact, if you want to put up the fight card, you can kind of get an idea how each fight has a story to it.
Get ready for a pit fight like no other. The Snake Pit brings you a night of raw power, unparalleled skill, and ferocious determination. 3 titans of the underground fighting scene are about to clash in a triple threat pit fight that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Only one can walk away victorious. The winner of this epic showdown not only earns bragging rights, but also a coveted place in the Snake Pit Hall of Fame. This is a fight you won't want to miss.
Yeah. So yeah, and obviously I enjoy rock music, so every fight has its own theme song.
All right. Well, let's look at the fight.
Sure. Yeah, we can check out the.
The tension in the pit is palpable as the 3 fighters stare each other down. Norgahide makes the first move, sending his loyal monkey, Yobbo, leaping from the rafters onto Copperhead, clawing viciously at his eyes and face. With Copperhead temporarily incapacitated and Croc Master distracted, Norgahide seizes the moment to deliver a powerful blow to Croc Master's face. He follows up with a brutal knee to the head, slamming Croc Master against the concrete pillar. As Copperhead continues to struggle with Yobbo, Norgahide lands another devastating hit on Copperhead, sending him to the gritty floor. He then gives Copperhead a swift kick, before turning his attention back to Croc Master. Suddenly, a low growl emanates from the sewers. Fiona bursts through the sewer grate and lunges at Norgahide, causing Yobbo to retreat to the rafters. Undeterred, Norgahide welcomes the challenge, eyeing Fiona as a potential new pair of boots. But Fiona isn't alone. Another crocodile, Lolita, follows closely behind. Thinking quickly, Norgahide grabs a nearby patron, a range viper, throws him to the crocodile to quickly make a meal of him. With Croc Master and Copperhead still dazed, Norgahide uses the distraction to take down Lolita with his knife. Just as he is about to finish the job, Copperhead grabs a chair and delivers a massive blow to Norgahide's face. Yobbo, eager to defend his master, lunges at Copperhead. But Copperhead sends Yobbo packing. As Fiona and Lolita drag the unfortunate range viper back into the sewer, the 3 fighters find themselves sharing a moment of mutual respect. This fleeting camaraderie is shattered when Croc Master hurls a cinder block at Copperhead, knocking him out cold. He then delivers a brutal knee to Norgahide's face, leveling him as well. With both Copperhead and Norgahide unconscious, Croc Master emerges victorious in the first ever triple threat pit fight.
Oh wow, that's awesome! That is so great. So that was the triple threat you had there. With,
yes. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great.
That was so cool.
Thank you.
And,
yeah.
And so then we go into pit scars.
Yeah, we can check out some of the pit scars. So I try to, whenever there's like a really big hit or there's a big happening in the pit fight, it modifies the pit. Here we can kind of see a nice broad look at what the pit looks like without the crowd and everything. And you can see, the char on the wall, for example, a range viper basically exploded. So that's where he was standing, unfortunately. And let me get, here we go. And the cinder blocks, they play a role in the fights. And in the background there, for example, some of the range vipers felt they need to bring signs saying that range vipers are not croc food. So some of that is still left over from the pit. That was from actually I think that's from a range viper. I think a range viper was smashed up against the pillar there. And of course, the crocodiles, you know, when they make an appearance, they're always dragging somebody into the sewer. Usually a range viper. So that's just the leftovers, you know, from that. There was a surprise visit from someone on the other side of the cinder block wall. So that happens during one of the pit fights.
Was it Kool-Aid Man? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Close.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
That's from, I think that's from a cobra eel. I think he met the wall there. And then, yeah, there's a close-up of their sign.
Gosh, I kind of feel like Dexter, like, the blood splatter indicates he was hit with, and then it shot over that way, you know? And...
Yep.
Eels are vipers too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And there's a lot of other stuff that's happened in the pit. We've had a case where General Hawk, or you thought it was General Hawk, got kidnapped and was held hostage in the pit. And there was a shocking moment there that you guys can, you can check out. But yeah, that was a little gruesome. So that left a lot of kind of stains on the floor and stuff. So really, everything builds on everything. And again, when you go in and you're watching now pit fights and you've been following me for a while and you see that char mark in the background, you remember, the fight in which that happened. And again, it's just all part of the world building and the interaction and, just the lore of it all.
Yeah. Wow, that is great. Yeah. Well, so what's next? I mean, eventually it's going to be covered up, right? You're going to expand into a franchise?
You know what? I'm just going to keep cooking,
Yeah.
I enjoy it so much. I'm trying not to get stale. So I'm trying to be inventive with the pit fights. I'm doing a lot more just expanding the world outside of the bar. So I have another account called Miss Fang's Venomous Ink. And she's a tattoo artist that tattoos the Joes or the Cobras.
Oh, wow.
So, for example, Copperhead got a Python Patrol tattoo on his arm. Ripper got a Cobra on his shoulder. Big Boa got a Decepticon on his shoulder. And, she actually tattoos them, so there's images of her applying the tattoo and then the reveal afterwards. One of the waitresses at the bar has like cold slither across the back of her lower back.
No, nice.
Yeah, that's on there too. And Miss Fang is, her world is more than just that. She's actually plugged in with all the ninja clans. So most of the ninja stuff that I post is usually revolving around her. And she's got this whole lore behind her as well. And honestly, what I love about it is that it's ever evolving, and I evolve based on the community. If the community wants to see a direction, I'll go that way,
Yeah.
And I take into consideration everything that everybody says because, somebody's going to want to see Snake Eyes defend himself against, 30 vipers in a pit fight with just a toothpick,
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh.
Possible.
Yeah. I mean, there's just, when you think about all the work you've done into this, yeah, go ahead and give yourself more work to do. You're already building all the sets, painting all the sets, decorating all the sets.
Yeah.
That's not even counting posing the guys, taking the pictures.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Wear another
Oh
hat,
my
why don't
goodness.
you?
And
Gracious.
in talking with the community, I'm so happy that everybody shares the same frustrations. You got everything set up and you go to take the photo and like one person falls over and it's a domino effect and you're just like,
Yeah.
They feel your pain.
Yes. And like things like that. And, but I do a lot of wire work. I bring it into Photoshop to take the wires out. Like Yabo leaping through the sky and cinder blocks flying and just kind of suspending people.
He had a nice motion to him. It almost looked like you could have just flipped them and
Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing. I try to get that. I try to capture that motion. So sometimes I'll purposely add that blur when taking the photo to get a little bit of that motion in there.
Yeah, that was really well done. And the sound effects.
Thank you.
That's really well done. So, I mean, I'm looking at the pictures. Do you do any other filters to your pictures? Or
yeah, well, the all of the bar shots have everything's got a filter. I have like a preset so that all the images kind of stays consistent, and they all have a look to them. Right. But yeah, I'll bring it into Photoshop and just kind of tweak the highlights and the shadows and put a little bit of a filter on it to give it that look.
Right. Okay. So for the bar, a lot of people that make these sort of dioramas, they like to use that insulation foam, the solar foam, or I can't call it.
Yeah, the Formular.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was trying to say. Do you use any of that, or what do you use?
Sometimes I'll use that as a base. So if you want to bring up the exterior shot of the bar.
Let's see. There's. Oh, that might be it there.
Yep.
Yeah, there. Oh, cool. Yeah.
So this is an exterior shot of the bar. It's a complete 360 bar, inside and out, and all the walls are removable. The roof is removable, so I can take photos from any angle, from every angle, because that's how I built it. Because I knew I'm going to want to shoot this from different angles. So it's actually made up of a bunch of different pieces all put together. But as you can see, I use the Formula as a base, so I'll cut the wall out as a base, but then I'll outfit it with some wood, and then I'll paint and treat the wood to give it the trim. So that's real natural wood to give it that look. The brickwork is the Formula. So so if you want to go back to the snake pit scars. I'll carve that out of the insulation foam, and then paint it and make it look like cinder blocks. So everything you see in this image is that pink stuff just painted.
Wow, that's really great stuff. So,
and again, I just pick up techniques from a lot of these guys out there that just build dioramas, and it's all they do, and they just show how they build stuff, and I just kind of try to mimic it as best I can. But yeah, so this one I'm actually really proud of, just how it looks like the cement on the the beams on the top and the cement walls in the back.
Yeah, man, it's got a vibe.
Yeah,
it's a vibe. Yeah. I like looking at the pictures of the vibe, but I wouldn't want to be there. Yeah, that's great.
And then the bar itself is a combination. So I do a lot. I did it's all pretty much out of foam, and then I did like a chair rail out of wood, and the floor is made out of wood. The bar is out of wood.
Cool, man.
So it's just a combination, really. Yep. Yeah. There's the Televiper wanting a roadhouse.
Oh, you got the words in his goggles. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, actually, you could see the Cold Slither tattoo on her back there.
Oh, yeah, there she is.
Yep. So there's Scrap Iron getting his swerve on there.
So does Scrap Iron have a favorite drink?
No, he's usually seen with a bunch of different ones. The Vipers are always drinking their lager. They love their lager.
Yeah.
Is everyone congratulating? Yeah. This is everyone congratulating Copperhead. This was when he fought Firefly. Basically, he went in to represent the Python Patrol because of how badly he beat Vipra. So he was representing. So everybody's kind of congratulating him at the fight. Man, I think that's all we have on this slide.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crimson Night, I do a lot of special nights, just randomly. So Crimson Night was really just an excuse to bring the elites into the bar, because this is, Cobra Commander has yet to be in the bar, but this is the first time, Destro and the Baroness and the twins came to the bar. So I made it a big event, and I just made it Crimson Night, and I love this photo right here.
Can we go back to slide 1 for a second? Because I can hear in my head. And then my wife goes, And she thinks I'm the a-hole.
Yeah. and there's yeah, exactly. You can just hear these conversations,
and the
just
twin does not want to be in there in that conversation. He's like looking for a way out. Like,
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, the worst part, they're both feeling that pain, right? They're both stuck in this conversation.
He's breathing really heavy on him.
Yeah. It's
you
like,
can tell it too. Like he's just like doing like,
yeah, you get that close.
Okay, I'm sorry. Please.
No,
continue.
no worries. And then here you got Zorano's wearing the 788 helmet.
Yeah.
And Buzzer does that a lot. If you look in the background of the pit fights, you'll see Buzzer wearing like Metalhead's helmet, or he'll be wearing a Viper helmet. He's like that, which is just hilarious. Yeah, this one is funny because there's just all sorts of bad decisions being made. You know, you can see Buzzer covering Ripper's eyes as he's gonna throw the knife to. And here's just another shot of everybody just kind of schmoozing it up, having a good time. There's a range viper. Just can't hang. Here's just a shot of a Crimson Soldier.
Nice.
And this was actually, so I was waiting on a couple of parts before I opened up the edition. So I made a little section closed sign just to show that it was coming. Nice. So a little foreshadowing.
So do you have a cleaning crew for this bar?
Do I have it?
I mean, obviously they're not very good.
What I have done.
Bring out that mop bucket. Right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I think it's me. I think I called myself the pit clean crew. After the pit fights. Right. There is for a while I posted morning after photos. So, here we have, this is actually a great example, but here we have this photo of Ripper trying to take out the beer glass off the soldier's head. Right. The morning after photos are usually the crew coming in the next day to open up the bar, and they'll find something left over from the night before. So for example, after I posted these Saturday morning, I posted a photo of the crew finding this guy on the floor dead with the knife in his face. And, it's just like a bunch of random stuff. They'll find like the crocodile. Fiona was sitting in the bar one time. And then I just got ridiculous. Like, Ripper's motorcycle was parked in the bar. Like, how does that even happen? So I was doing that for a while. But they just discover fun stuff. But as far as a cleaning crew, no, it's just let it soak into the floor, adds to the,
adds to the character,
adds to the flavor.
There you go. Yeah.
Really seals in the flavor.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, I enjoy it. And again, I can't thank the community enough. And just with the interaction and the engagement, and just being a part of it, helping shape the direction in which it goes, and contributing to the growth of it. That's always that makes me the happiest. And when I get messages saying like, dude, your stuff is awesome, and I really enjoy following it, I look forward to it all the time, and like that's honestly what keeps me going with this whole thing. And every time there's a new release, I try to incorporate that, so obviously like with Torch and Naugahyde, I made a whole like welcoming party with them. And then whatever they're going to introduce next, I think Road Pig is coming out next.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Road Pig.
Yeah. Oh man. And the dog, what is it, Ruckus the dog?
Raucous, I think, or whatever. Yeah,
I can imagine what's going to happen when he gets loose in the bar.
Are you going to actually have a dog fight? Like, they're going to capture Junkyard?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
hey, you can
that's not a bad idea. But when Yabo came out, there's a photo of him running around with a Range Viper helmet on, like drinking beers on the bar. It's great. You just have so much fun. You can have so much fun with this stuff. And these guys over at Hasbro, making this stuff, just the detail of it just brings the life out of it in these photos. And, it's really a testament to what they, the quality of the products that they produce, that I'm able to tell these stories.
You definitely do them justice.
Thank you.
I think they'd be very proud to see their creations doing all this. I tell you what,
I dream,
everybody
but
needs
you know,
to see what
maybe
you've got going on here.
Maybe those guys will see this, and who knows? Maybe I'll have a cool little Dreadnought Snake Pit model or something that will be official Hasbro branded.
Yep.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm open, guys.
Yeah. Zanzibar is going to come with a pool table or something.
This stuff is just so cool, and I admire, you know, the amount of like patience and time that you put into this, because there's a lot of detail here, man.
Thank you.
It's not just the photos. Like the photos are awesome, but it's just everything that you did, and you were able to put it together. I love that it's a you know, you get the broad sense of like you have a Crimson Night, right? But then the separate photos show all the individual stories within the whole.
Yeah.
Which is something that, you know, I'm a huge fan of. I'm a big where's the depth, you know?
Yeah.
And this has it, dude. And yeah, I really appreciate that, and I admire your work, man.
Thank you so much. No, that means a lot, really. Again, that's what keeps me going, you know.
Yeah.
It's what, you know, when I'm tired and, you know, the pit fight, everybody's expecting it on Friday, and I'm just like, and I'm sitting here and I got no air conditioning in my office, and I'm like, I gotta shut off all the fans because I'm using a smoke machine, and it's like I'm like sweating, the figures are falling over, and I'm like,
it's worth it.
It's worth it. Oh yeah. Oh, my favorite is, you know, once I put it out there and I start seeing the feedback, that's what makes it all worth it. Yeah,
bro. Awesome.
That's awesome. Well, Joes.Oscar.Mike, Mike, thank you so much for coming on. This has just been amazing to learn about everything you're doing there, to see it all. Just I can't. I'm going right to your Instagram as soon as we're done. I keep looking at it.
Thank you so much, and thanks for the opportunity. You know, inviting me on your podcast and being a part of it, and just, you know, getting the word out.
Yeah, it was fun, dude. It was fun, and this was awesome.
So where can we find all your amazing work?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm on Instagram, Joes.Oscar.Mike, and I'm also at the dreadnought.snakepit, and I also have another page, missfang.venomous and all the drinks can be found on Etsy, Joes.Oscar.Mike. And yeah, follow, like, share, and when you see the posters come out for the bar fights or the pit fights, vote.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And this is Stephen, the Writing Dad. Stephen, tell them how we can learn more about you.
All right, take yourselves to thewritingdad.com. Okay, there you get all my links to all my social medias. I talk about, you know, being a dad, the fun times, the bad times, the I don't know what I'm going to do with my life times. All right, so come give us a join. We'd love to have you in the community.
Nice.
I'm Agent Chuckles. You can find looking at this stuff, my Piddly toy photography, my Tinker toy photography. No.
Hey man, comparison is the thief of joy.
I don't even want to do it anyway. You know, you can find all my stuff, all my links in the description down below. I do toy photography on Instagram, Facebook, all the regular stuff. If you enjoyed the episode, please be sure to like and subscribe. Track down Joes.Oscar.Mike. Subscribe to his, follow his Instagram feed on all 3 or 4 of his pages. Just you won't regret it. It's just amazing every time you open it up. You're gonna have some more goodness there, just about. So
it's a good time, and it's a great community. And I just wanted to say again, thank you to all of you guys out there who are following, voting, commenting. Thank you so much.
All right. Again, thank you. Take care, everybody. Yo, Joe.